What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 3, and we start today's episode with Konstantopoulos coming to us and saying he was disappointed not to start in the Premier League opening day against Stoke City after requesting he could take Valdez's place, and then 3 days after that email he ends up getting sold to Bournemouth. So I found that kind of funny, but of course in the last episode just before the opening day against Stoke he wanted to start. We then accepted a bid from Bournemouth for his services, and now 3 days later he's left in a huff and gone to Dorset. So yeah, totally fine with that. He's off to Bournemouth, and that's totally fine with me. But in the first game of today's episode here, as you can see, we have the second Premier League game of the season as we will take on Sunderland here, just a few days after beating Stoke at the Riverside Stadium by 4-2 in the Premier League opener. So now taking on Sunderland away at the Stadium of Light, taking on David Moyes' men. Of course, this is a bit of a rivalry. Both clubs coming from the northeast. Middlesbrough, Sunderland and Newcastle are the main rivals of Middlesbrough, really. I think they have a bit of a rivalry of Leeds as well, but mainly it's Sunderland and Newcastle. So I was really looking forward to this game, our first away game as well, hoping to get another win and back-to-back 3 points with Middlesbrough after winning against Stoke. The first chance fell to us after Manone flapped a cross, but I couldn't convert with a man of the moment, Darun, with his shot going straight to the Italian. And then the 41st minute here, just before the break, in the first half, a few chances, I let fly with our right back Barragan, and it would have been a wonderful goal as well, as it clipped the top of the bar and went behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, not the most action-packed of first halves really. Sunderland didn't really threaten me too much, and I struggled to create anything too clear-cut. But in the second half here, directly after kickoff, we gave the ball to Adama and sprinted down this right-hand side. Patrick Van Aanholt went walkies and went nowhere near to where Adama was, so I had a free chance to cross the ball in, did so. It wasn't thoroughly dealt with. It came back towards our number 37, and this would have been a wonderful goal had I pulled it off. Obviously, you saw him get an assist by doing that, flicking the ball over his head there in the pre-season tournament final. Had I scored from that, that would have been sensational. But it was still 0-0 there, with a Adama strike going way over the bar. But from the goal kick, we won the ball back here. It came to Gaston Ramirez. Lovely little burl spin and through ball towards Negredo, who chipped Manone, got caught in no man's land. But what a sensational piece of defending that was by Patrick Van Aanholt as he cleared the ball off the line. So I thought I got it right there. Negredo's trajectory with the chip shot went over Manone's head, looked like it was going in, and Patrick Van Aanholt, as you can see, just recovered on time to clear the ball off the line in style. That was fantastic. At first, I thought it might have crossed the line, but in the end, there was no need for a goal decision system as it was a good piece of defending by Sunderland's number 3. So still 0-0, but with 10 minutes to go, what a chance for Sunderland to take the lead and possibly win the game in a game where they'd done basically nothing. Jermaine Defoe had the ball. He slid it through towards Javier Manquillo, the right back on loan from Atletico Madrid, but the Spaniard shows why he's not a striker as he blazes the shot way over the bar. What a huge let-off there as Sunderland almost won the game late on. Jack Rodwell had the final chance of the game 7 minutes before the end. This shot went over the bar though from the former City and Everton midfield, and it was still 0-0, and that was how the game would finish as well. Final score at the Stadium of Light, Sunderland 0, Middlesbrough 0, and to be honest, not a bad result at all, that one, to be honest, because obviously it's our first away game in the Premier League this season. I was hoping to follow on from the good 4-2 win over Stoke with another win here, but I didn't really carve out too many chances in this one, neither did Sunderland, to be fair. They only broke me down once in the entire game, really, and that was with the Manquillo shot going way over the bar. I thought he defended very well, and after letting in 2 soft, cheap goals against Stoke City, I guess I'm going to be trying to look for as many positives as possible this season in our first year in the top flight. And the positive for this game was that just a few days after the Stoke game, where we conceded 2 really bad goals and my defending wasn't the best, we kept a clean sheet. You know, we're away from home. Usually in career mode, I tend to do better at home than away, so I'll take the goalless draw. You know, it sounds like I'm being a bit negative there, but I'll certainly take the goalless draw. Just not losing to our rivals was good to see, I suppose. But still, for the second game of today's episode here, we will take on AFC Wimbledon in the EFL Cup, otherwise known as the League Cup, if you will. Now, of course, in this cup competition, I'm not going to be taking it seriously. If you're a new viewer to my channel, then basically I prioritise the league over pretty much anything else. The cups really aren't too interesting for me. The FA Cup, yeah, sure, I might give it a go, but the League Cup is always something where, unless I'm into the semi-finals or the final, I'm not going to feel the strong side at all. It'll always be a completely changed lineup. As we took on AFC Wimbledon here at the Riverside Stadium as well, being at home, taking on League One opposition, I was definitely fancying my chances, but the away side almost stunned us and took the lead just a few minutes in. Taylor's strike going just over the bar as AFC Wimbledon almost took a surprise lead here on the Tuesday night. But in the 24th minute, we had a good chance to open the scoring with Clayton on the ball. He took it over the halfway line and found Jordan Rhodes. He held it up, then played it back towards Desart here. He rolled it through towards Saido Berahino, who scored on his debut coming off the bench against Stoke and scores on his first start start for Middlesbrough as well, as he opens the scoring and makes it 1-0 to the home side. And the question for you guys as well, who was your most reliable striker in FIFA 16? Let me know in the comment section down below. Your most reliable, most consistent striker. The striker who you always put on the pitch and knew he was going to find the back of the net. For me, it'll be Angel Correa, and I got to say, it's really, really early days, but I think Berahino might be that reliable striker of this series. The type of player who may not play all the time, but whenever he does, he always finds the back of the net. So a question for you guys today, who was your most reliable and consistent striker in FIFA 16? Let me know in the comment section down below. Again, for me, it was Correa, but I'll be interested to see who you guys found the best form with last season as your striker with a great goals to game ratio. But still, 1-0 soon became 2-0 in this game as well. Just a few minutes after Berahino opened the scoring, we would double our advantage through Clayton, and it was a really nice goal as well. We won the ball back inside our own half and went on the counter-attack, and I noticed that I had a man advantage, and usually on the break I'm very, very good. I'd say counter-attacking is one of my best styles really in FIFA. Whenever I see that I have a man advantage, I just know that all I've got to do is time the runs of the AI teammates perfectly, and once the bodies come across from the opposition defenders, just patiently wait, play it to the man that's free, and usually they have a free run at goal, and that's exactly what happened there. So Adam Clayton bursting forward, got amongst the goals, made it 2-0 to Middlesbrough, and in the first half really, other than AFC Wimbledon's first attempt in the game, I felt we were playing pretty well and in complete control. We'd had 60% possession at the break, and yes, only 3 shots, but all of them on target, and 2 of which had found the back of the net as well. And in the second half, I wondered whether AFC Wimbledon would try something different and try to get themselves back in the game, but to be honest, I felt as though right from kickoff we were going to be in control in the second half like we were in the first half. Stuani sprinted around his man, crossed the ball in, and Saido Berahino almost got his second goal of the game. This header going just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. And from the goal kick as well, as you can see, Clark eventually launches it forward, and we managed to win back possession with Daniel Ayala going up for this header, but eventually it comes to Grant Ledbetter off the bench. He gave it to Adam Forshaw here down his left-hand side. We had George Friend on the overlap, gave it to our left-back, captain on the night, who chipped the ball through towards Saido Berahino. Did well to hold off the former Millwall skipper Paul Robinson here, took it around another man as well and found Adam Forshaw inside the area, but the shot cannoned off the underside of the crossbar, and eventually AFC Wimbledon hooked the ball away. So still 2-0 to Middlesbrough, but we were in complete control in this game, feeling really comfortable. In the 53rd minute, another chance here. Grant Ledbetter then hits the post, and eventually once again AFC Wimbledon get the ball away. So twice we struck the woodwork very early on in the second half, and another chance here with 10 minutes to go. George Friend tries his luck from range. This would have been a screamer from our left back, but it went just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. AFC Wimbledon did have one final chance to possibly rally late on and get themselves back in this game. As you can see, they worked the ball inside here and Taylor went for goal, but Brad Guzan made a really good save, and the American managed to preserve his clean sheet, because the game did indeed finish as a 2-0 victory for Middlesbrough, and we are through to the third round of the EFL Cup. So as I said at the start of the game, to be honest, I'm not really too fussed about it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good to avoid embarrassment against lower league opposition in front of our home crowd, but really, I'm not too fussed. We'll see who we'll get in the next round, but whoever we face, be it Chelsea or League 2 opposition or any of the big boys, I don't really care who we face, to be honest. We will be fielding a weakened side, as I'm just not too fussed about this competition. It's just time for me, really, to play the fringe players, the resis, and also the kids as well. Give them some game time, try and keep them happy, but really, it's not a competition I worry about too much until we get to the latter rounds, if we get there. But still, good to see Berahino score once again, though. And again, don't forget to let me know who was your most reliable and consistent striker in FIFA 16. Who had the best goal-to-game ratio for you last year? Because I do believe, I know it's really, really early days, so shouldn't be jinxing it like I normally do, but I think Saido Berahino could be one of those players for me who, whenever he plays, does really well and scores the goals that I need. So anyway, following the game, I went back into the transfer market, and as you can see, decided to put in some bids for some players on my shortlist. Onuma from Spurs, also this Japanese attacking midfielder Kamada as well. We shall wait and see what these two clubs say, and also look at some wingers as well, because right now with Middlesbrough, I feel like we've done a lot of good business, and we've still got some money left over, around 13-14 million pounds to work with. I wouldn't be against just saving that money, possibly buying a youth scout, for example, but I feel as though if we've got the money to work with, and there are still a couple positions which I'd like to strengthen in depth, be them the left midfield and the cam role, really, we may as well go in for some of these players and see where the clubs will accept valuation bids for them as well. So all of these players I put in valuation bids, apart from Onoma, I think, from Spurs, who I put in a less than valuation bid by accident, but everyone else, Just put in valuation bids and we shall wait and see what they say, because again, in terms of positions, I don't really feel as though there's anyone that I'm, really too worried about in the first team that needs replacing right now. But in terms of depth, we still only have 2 registered cams, if you will, and one of those is playing left midfield for us right now in Stuart Downing. So I could do with another cam and also a new left midfielder, wouldn't be too bad either. But as you can see, all the clubs did reject our initial bids, other than this club right here that accepted our bid of £1.4 million for Daiichi Kamada. Is that how you pronounce that? 67 overall, 20-year-old cam from Japan. We offer him a contract and we shall wait and see what he says, because I've never used him before, obviously, and I like to change things up in my series and try and sign players that I haven't used before. It is quite tricky, of course, because I've just done so many saves with so many teams and obviously have so many different players, but I do like to change things up from time to time. But one thing which will never change in career mode in terms of transfers is this: Juventus signing David Alaba from Bayern Munich. I just thought that was kind of funny. The most popular AI transfer of all time. It's happened in my save once again. It happens in everyone's saves. I think it always seems to happen, and I thought I'd share that with you guys at the end of the episode. But that will end the 3rd episode of my FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please leave a like. Likes, of course, much appreciated, and it really helps the channel grow as well. Much love to you all. Have a great evening, and I'll see you for the next episode in the FIFA 17 career mode very soon.